Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I said I'd be here doing this, so here I am. Very quickly, I'd like to introduce you to the Pulse from Sonuscore. So there are lots of videos already out there showing you exactly how to use this instrument and what you can do with it. I just thought I'd show you again why I'm such a fan of Sonuscore and their engine and the way they inspire. So this is a very similar instrument to the Score. I did a video on that before, and also similar vibes to the Orchestra Complete. So what is it? It's a rhythm generator that you can sort of apply to your cinema scores, to your modern genre scores. Very firmly based in electronic music, IDM, techno, synthwave, that sort of thing. So what I thought I'd do is just show you what I've done with it very quickly and what I like to do with it. So if you want to know the deep dive and how to use this instrument, watch the Sonuscore videos, but I'll just show you a little nugget of what I love about it. Again, instant inspiration. Here we go, the Pulse. So here we go, this is the Pulse. As you can see, it's contact. Just going to play my notes. Pulsey. So this, as you can see, is the Pulse NKI. You've got the Pulse drum kits. I'll get to that in a minute. And basically, because it's very similar to the Score, you have up to 10 instrument slots, as you can see here. And if you want the singles of all those slots, they're here. Yeah, so what is it? It's a 10 instrument slot engine driving music forward. So as you can see, 1 to 5 on the first page, 6 to 10 on the second page. Up here at the top, it gives you the idea of what sort of sound it is, really. If you double click on the name of the instrument, you can choose what you have. Now you have the categories of drums, bass, plucks, lead, pad, FX hits and miscellaneous. And within all of these, you have subheadings and all of that. So there's quite a lot of stuff to get your teeth involved in. But let me just give you a very quick preset run. Dystopian Prophet, let's go. You get the idea, really. So cinematic, as it says on the tin, it's going to sound cinematic. So Quantum Surge sounds cinematic. I do love the sound of this, I have to say. And then modern genre is sort of more weird techno, I guess. Same chord. Love it. Trip, drop. By the way, the nice little feature is down here, bottom right corner. It's the automatically play a little bit sample of it, so it gives you the idea. So you don't have to double click and load everything before hearing. Now, in order to turn this off, it's a little bit, no, I can't, no. So you have to hold and drag down. Okay, can't remember how I found that out. Hold and drag up to turn it back on. It's one of those weird things. Nightlife. Yeah, cinematic. Let's just show you this one. Time Hunter. Yeah, so it really is quite easy to work out. 3 main pages: play and main. The main is where you're going to get your instruments, and then the play is where you can deep dive into the sequences and all of that. Now, what I sort of tended to like to do was to find a preset that I enjoyed and then tweak it. That's, you know, it's sort of what I do. It's really quite a very easy way of working. Also, what I like to do with these sort of engines is the possibility to build your own from scratch. Now, a lot of these instruments don't have an initial, and it drives me insane. But the lovely people at Sonuscore give you an empty session. Hurrah, which is completely void of anything. And I thank you. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to show you very, very quickly how you can do make an instrument. So I do quite like to do this on a lot of engines. So pick an instrument category. I don't know, plucks. I like plucks. Dirty. Acid shorts. Yeah, that'll do. Now, if you play the key, nothing happens. So in order to get stuff playing, we need to go to the play page. As you can see, these are the first 5 instrument slots. You click on it, and then you get velocity, pitch, and chance. Now, pitch is always a constant at the minute. Chance is always multi chance of it actually playing. I think it's it's a sort of a dynamic thing, but I've never really used it. So let's get some velocity. Let's go fairly conservative. It's still not playing, so what you have to do is you have to come to the note order, okay? So there's custom and there's all, so let's just go all for the minute because I'm playing a C minor chord. Okay. So at the minute, it's going to play that 1 bar. Now, if you can see here, there's 2 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars, all empty. So I want a sort of a 2 bar thing on repeat. Yeah, so I'm going to do this. So this is going to be the first bar, and then it's going to play the second bar. Okay, now I want that on repeat. So this took me a little bit of time to work out, because I'm not one for reading manuals, and I can never find it anyway. But you have to come back to the main sequencer page, which is, if you press this X, you come back to the instruments, you see. Now, at the bottom here is the length of the, as it were, the pattern. So we've done 2 bars, let's cut it down to 2 bars. So hopefully it'll play the 2 bars on repeat. Again. Good. Okay, so that's the idea. Now, if you want to get it all or weird, something like that, because I quite like those things, you go back to your note order. Okay, so if you want custom, and now this is the interesting thing. If you were to play 1 key, I'm just going to press 1 key, which is C. Okay, now it's just going to play these first 4 dots that I've played of the C. Now, if I go up here, it's going to play, if I'm playing 1 key, it's going to play 1 octave above. Okay, if I were to press on the 2, it would play 2 octaves above if I'm playing the 1 key. Now, some instruments don't like to go over a certain threshold and therefore won't play that at all because it'll be too high. So let's play 1 octave below because I know this works. Yeah. Now, if I play the chord and I went here and got rid of these, it is going to play the order of notes ascending. So if I play the C minor chord, it's going to play the first, then the second note, then the third note. Yeah, so that's just something to bear in mind if you're playing chordal-based music. Now, of course, you can either have the chords all down, or you can basically have a choice of arps. So up and down, up and down. Yeah, you can go all random if you like, zigzag up and down. Quite like that. Or free. Which is basically, you can play any note you like. So I'm going to keep it on up and down. Okay. Now, if you go back to the main page, this is a mod wheel based instrument. So as you can see, it's mod wheel up here. Now, one thing to pay attention to is on my MIDI controller, I have one assigned to volume anyway. Now this within contact, if you can see the volume side on contact, it goes up and down. Now, because I only have 4 sliders, I don't want this slider assigned to that. So this is a little tip for contact. Go to the instrument, go to instrument options, and uncheck this accept standard controller for volume. For me, it just frees it up so that I can actually use it for other things. So for example, I might want this to be my reverb settings. Okay, so for example, if let's play this, no reverb. Yeah, I might want the next one to be pan. Fun. Let's get rid of that because otherwise it's just gonna be silly. Now, just so you know, this slide on the left is the lowest setting of your mod wheel, and this on the right is the highest setting. Yeah. Now, you can have fun, by the way. In fact, let's just do this very quickly. Let's have a bass. Smooth infra bass. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's sort this one out. Let's go to play. Let's go to here. It's a sus, so it's an envelope based. It's just volume. So it's going to sound weird, I know. But anyway, the point was, as I wanted to show you what weird fun you can have. Now, obviously, it's going up and down. But you can reverse it. So let's go. The lowest setting is at the height of my mod wheel, and the highest setting is at the lowest. So, oh, so I've got the solo one. Sorry. Again, I've forgotten to do my second bar. So it's just not doing anything. Okay. So this is it again. Yeah. So again, weird fun. It's not the terribly best example, but anyway, that's the sort of in a nutshell of what you can do. You've got FX within each of them, and it's very, very designable. It's very, very customizable to your own thing. Now, one thing I haven't talked about is the bass and the ducking ability. Let me just show you an instrument that I came up with anyway. So I used this one. So I basically created this instrument exactly the same way as I've just shown you, but I introduced some drums. So I'm just pressing a C, and it's got a nice drum kit. There's a pad, there's some plucks here. Yeah, all following a sequencer. There's some strings, there's some beeps. I don't think I played with the lead, but the strings are interesting. But I wanted to talk about the ducking. So if I just play all of them. Now that beat is very, very nice. So I want the kick to come out. So if I go to every single other instrument and I were to press the ducker, you can choose what ducks that signal. So in this case, I've got my source one, which is my smack kit. Yeah, I could have any of the ones. I could have the heroic leads that's non-existent, you know, all of that. And within the kit, you can choose any one of them. And in this case, I chose my kick. So you would just activate it with this little button. And you've got a threshold of it all. You know, you can, let's just have this. Now, if I wanted just my smack kick to appear, go to the play page, go to your smack section, and within here are all my instruments. And I just want the kick, so it's just the kick. Yeah, very useful for bouncing down, by the way. Yeah, so if we go to the fifth sense, I'll just turn this up a bit and go to my FX. This is without the kick, sorry, without the ducking. Now with the ducking. Yeah, you've got the threshold of it all. You can turn it up, turn it low. You can turn the volume of the ducking up. Yeah, attack release. Basically, I love that. I absolutely love that. So what did I do with that? Well, I wanted to create a track, and I thought, well, I recently did a track for the orchestra, and I sort of wanted to say to myself, can I fit the pulse around the orchestra? So I'll show you what I did. Here's what I did. So for those that haven't seen the Orchestra Complete 4 vid that I did, link above again, I came up with this track. Let me just play you a little bit of that. very short snippet. What I did is I had a chord chart and I had a sort of chord selection, which I had on a MIDI roll, which I dragged down. Now I dragged down exactly the same MIDI roll from that session to this. And my instrument from the Pulse, the one I created, is this one. I'll just play it. Yeah, and this was the MIDI roll. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So you get the idea. Now, one thing I absolutely completely forgot to point out again about the Pulse was the key switches down here. So C1, D, E, F are sort of like intro, statement A, statement B, and ending. But on my instrument, I've done them all the same, just so you know. But those are all found on the orchestra video. So yet again, another reason to go and see that other video. Anyway, so, and I thought, what did it sound like with the orchestra? So I'll just try it. In a word, a mess, but a potential mess. So what I ended up doing is I ended up importing some of my orchestral tracks, and I'll just show you that now. So what this is some of my orchestral tracks, not all of them. I tried to get rid of all the ones with triplets in, so I'm going to get rid of my clarinet. And as you can see, I've got rid of my 2 top violins because I had it in the new Pulse engine. So that with just the orchestra is this. Now with my instrument, it's this. Again, it's getting better, I think. It was sort of still messy. So now came the part that I obviously love about the Sonuscore instruments, is the drag and drop situation where you play your pattern through with this. Again, I'm not going to show you just now, but do again look at the Orchestra Complete 4 video. And then you drag from here into your instrument, and I did that. So these in pink are my MIDI files that I dragged down, and then I created a new contact instrument, didn't I? So I'll get rid of the first one. Now, the beauty of this is you can assign any instrument to it, but because this is the Pulse, I added all of these as Pulse singles. So the Pulse. So down in here, you've got singles here, you see. And the Pulse drum kits as well. This is fairly cool. Now I had a smack kit in the original, so I picked my smack kit and I chose, it was a raw kick that I wanted to change. So if you look it up, you've got all of this, and it's very, very, very useful. Again, it's another instrument in itself. So I had a 5th Sense plucks. Again, they're here. See, you can just pick them and then just drag them over. So this is what I had from, let's go from here. Slightly different to what the original Pulse was giving me, simply because of reverb settings, modulation settings, which it doesn't seem to carry over. So again, in your single instruments, you would have to then set these separately. Also within the singles, there isn't the ducking option. You have to do that separately, but I'll show you what I did in a minute. This is with the orchestra and the Pulse. So what I decided to do was, instead of actually using the Pulse singles, what I wanted was a deep fat kick and some other Sonuscore products. So, I mean, this was me just going a little bit crazy, but let me just get rid of these and I'll show you what I did. So these blues are exactly the same MIDI, apart from I've removed the kick. And They are all slightly different Sonuscore singles. I'll show you. So, for example, my pulse kits I did keep the same, but I had an Elysian pad. I had a Horizon Leads pad. What else did I have? Nordic Spheres, which is fabulous. And then from the score, I had a bass guitar. I had a mandolin as well. I think that was about it. Oh, yes, and high string staccatissimo from the Orchestra Complete 4. So I had all those. And then with the kick, I actually literally bounced it down. I just bounced it down. So this is that raw kick. Yeah. And this was just the kick with my pulse drum kit. Yeah. And then with my other Sonuscore instruments, this is it. So I think with the pads, I padded one to the right, one to the left. This is with the other orchestra. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I just thought, okay, that's pretty cool. I actually took it one stage further, and as anything can play it, I wondered what a Maschine kit would sound like. I think I had the Cartel kit. I can't even remember what it's from. Was it Lilac Glare? Might have been Queensbridge. I can't remember, but this was my Cartel kit. Now, add that to the kick. Yeah, let's say we do without just the pulse kit, and let's see what that sounds like. Yeah. With the pulse kit. It's slightly different. I think both are fun. Now, just to remind you, I had to do a little bit of extra ducking. So I put all my orchestra through into this bus. And I used a Pro C2 on it. So I basically sent my kick through this as an external sidechain, and I put it only through the mids. So this is with it. If you audition this, that's the signal going in. Without it. With. I think there's a bit more punch going on in the middle. Anyway, so look, I'll just play you this because I think it's quite fun. Should I keep in the Maschine? No, let's give you the full Sonuscore magic. I think the pulse is, I wasn't meaning to make it funky, but it's really there to just give you a little bit of, well, pulse, and you can go all, tenet on it if you want. So here we go. Enjoy. This is, as it were, the Orchestra Complete 4 and the pulse, take 2. So what was quite apparent with that was that the pulse MIDI didn't really change much. So what I should have done within my instrument is created, as it were, within the key switches, the intro, the statement A, statement B, and ending vibe. So it was a little bit different as the Orchestra Complete 4. So that was just because it was my own instrument and I was being lazy. But you could do that with an awful lot of presets, and you know, the world is your oyster with that. So again, Sonuscore, I do think they're onto a winner with these products. I think they're so inspiring, and the fact that you can just take the MIDI that they create, that the engine creates, and do your own thing with it. I just think it's a huge time saver, and it just gets you going. Well, if you're ever in a slump, it can just get you out of that slump and quickly get you composing, which is, I hope, what you and I both like. So anyway, Sonuscore, again, fabulous. 2 thumbs up. So that's me done. If you like this video, please give it a like. Your likes are so appreciated. Thank you so much. And if you want to go one step further, please do subscribe if you like the sort of content that I do. Ring the bell and you'll be notified of stuff that I do in the future. So again, thank you for watching. Hopefully these videos are going to continue to keep going, because as you may know or may not know, that I had a huge hiatus in productivity, but hopefully that will be ending soon. Stay well, everybody. Stay safe. See you very, very soon for the next one. Bye.